So today we're going to try to fit this, which is a JK front shorty stubby stinger, onto a brand new JL. There is conversation of whether it will work or not. We have the factory front bumper on it, and we're going to pull that off and see if we can get it to fit. To get started, we are going to use a flathead screwdriver, and we're going to pop these little pins out. You can see they just pull out. You can either pull it out all together or pull it out when it was just like it was before. We're going to do that to all these ones down here, which we got one here, 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 and here. Coming to the underside, there is one more on this bottom part. We're going to pull that one out in addition. And then the rear, I might have to find another screw. We're going to actually have to remove these little screws that are actually screwed in to get that plastic piece done, and that is going to be with a size 7mm. In addition to the back side right here, you're going to have to remove these ones. And there's one on each side right here. And then just grab this inner lip and you're going to lift your piece off. There are also going to be some small pop-outs that are going to be right in here in the spacer, and the best way to get to that is from the top side of the bumper coming down using a screwdriver and pushing down. Alright, the easiest way to remove those is going to be coming from the top side like you see, and right here you just basically push down from the top and it'll go out. And once you have all those, you can just pull a little bit, but don't forget to disconnect your lights right here. And going back kind of to the beginning, you do not have to remove all these little ones on this little panel just to get the bumper off, but to get your LED lights out you will have to. Alright, the next step is you're going to remove this splash shield on the bottom. It requires an 8mm, and you got one over here and one over here. So the bumper that I have comes with these outer plates, so let's see if they even line up at this point. And look at that, the holes line up. So as you can see, the bumper does fit on. It does have the same holes. The only problem we're having with this one is the length of this stubby part. As you can see, it actually comes back into this spot here. Try to get it in focus. And if you can tell right now, it is not sitting flat. So for it to sit flat here, it's going to end up touching. And I don't want it to wear the paint off of my grill. So what I'm actually going to do is come in and basically just make a thin cut right along here so that that will fit up there snugly without any issues. Alright, to get it to match up here, I basically, with it sitting on here, I traced out the line that was going to fit best. This is my cutout piece here that you can see came from actually the driver's side over there. And what I did is basically just cut it out where it has just a little bit of a gap where it will not make contact. So this particular bumper here does fit, but you do got to watch the depth because this would have fit a JK without any cutting. Once you have the bumper off, Jeep went ahead and ran the wires on the inside of the bumper. Now I've already taken the wire out, but you have to take off all these bolts around the edge. There's a couple more here across the top. When you get all of those out, you also have to loosen up the two that are here, the two that are here, the two that are here, and the two that are up there. When you do that, you'll be able to pull this part away, and what I did is, leaving a lot of the connectors, is go ahead and just snipped off just the wire, and the wire ran from this side, comes through, goes in between this metal panel and the plastic panel that is on in between this one and that one. You pretty much have to pull this into 3 different pieces to get that wire off, and it ran all the way back over to this edge where it comes back up and came in here to connect in. So as you can tell, the JK bumper does fit onto the JL. There was a little bit of modification. My only issue is I had a worn Xeon 10,000 pound winch that is 24 inches wide, and sadly the distance between the stinger is only about 22, so it would not take that. Luckily I do have a Smitty built 9,500 pound winch that will fit in there that I'm going to be putting on. So the question of whether to buy a JK or a JL fit bumper can determine on a couple of things. One of the bigger things is going to be the distance from this front part all the way back. As you can see, this one still tucks up underneath, but the winch mount holes are actually in front of the grill, so I will be able to still put a winch on here without any problem. But depending on where those holes are drilled, you could have that issue. Also, when I had to make the cut into the bumper, that is just to clear the front grill. That can also determine, whereas this one here, this rise from this distance up here is a lot higher than some, and that could be some of the leading cause of why it was touching that bumper. If you had one that was pretty much flat on the frame rail height, it would not have been an issue. Going back and doing it again, I was able to pick this bumper up for about $270, and that is why I chose to go this route instead of spending the $600 to $700 for a JL specific one. Also, this one maintained factory OEM fog lights, which I wanted, so to me it was worth playing around and doing a little bit of cutting to make it fit. So as previously discussed, this is going to be the worn Xeon, and as you can see, when I tried to put it on, it was actually touching the edge right there, and it was also touching the stinger bar there. The other options, as you can tell, it does sit about a ½ an inch above the actual winch plate. Like I said, luckily for me, I do have a second Jeep that I'm going to switch the two winches around. So as you can tell, this is going to be the worn Xeon. And as you can tell, it comes right up to 24 inches. And that is what was basically causing that issue. Whereas on my Smitty-built XRC 9500, the overall width on this one is going to be right there at about 20.5 to 21 inches. So because of that, it will actually fit down inside of that little loop, whereas right now, this one is actually mounted on a TJ style that has a frame lifter to bring this up above my actual stinger on my TJ.